So as the world's richest person, Elon Musk now has more money than the average GDP of the country I was born in, New Zealand. Alongside Jeff Bezos and Bernard Arnault, these men constantly trade places for the top 3 positions on the Forbes list of richest living humans. As of today, Elon sits comfortably in first place, boasting a $290 million net worth, which is pretty ludicrous. For example, the annual cost for all chemotherapy patients globally is $9 billion. Or for another, even more ludicrous perspective, Musk's net worth is now more valuable than Microsoft's combined yearly sales. But he hasn't always topped the billionaire list. In fact, his net wealth has jumped from around just $25 billion in 2020 to around $300 billion in 2021, far outpacing other billionaires like Bezos and Bill Gates. So if he continues this impressive trajectory, could he become the world's first trillionaire? And if so, when? So that's the question I'll be looking at in today's video. Hey guys, welcome to the channel where I break down the tough to understand financial stuff that impacts us all. And to do that, I'm going to see how he made his wealth and what's fueling his sudden rise. So how did Elon Musk get so wealthy? He wasn't born into mega wealth, although his parents were well off enough to afford supporting multiple top-tier university degrees and contributing to his first few startups. His first notable venture was a company known as Zip2, which was originally a global link information network out of Palo Alto, California, while he was in his early 20s. The purpose of Zip2 was to provide local businesses with a tangible internet presence, giving customers a new way to interact with nearby shops. As the internet was relatively new at the time, Zip2's services became highly sought after. In 1996, Musk's company received a huge investment worth $3 million and used these funds to springboard their national profile further. Within half a decade, Zip2 was sold to Compaq Computer for $500 million. Using the profits from this sale, Elon founded X.com, one of the earliest digital banking services. A year later, they formed a partnership with their greatest market rival, fellow Silicon Valley startup Confinity. This alliance, now known as PayPal, proved to be wildly successful, and much of this prosperity was due to extremely good timing. PayPal was a pioneer for transferring money quickly online and rose to popularity just as e-commerce and internet shopping were taking the world by storm. PayPal was eventually bought out by online marketplace eBay for an enormous $1.5 billion. Although Musk was not CEO at the time, he was still the majority stakeholder and personally received over $100 million. So Elon's entrepreneurial spirit got him off to a good start at the dawn of the 21st century, but just a few $100 million pale in comparison to his current net worth. And even looking back just a couple of years to 2020, Musk's assets then were only valued at $35 billion. In comparison, his peak net worth in 2021 was around $335 billion. So basically, in the past 24 months, Musk's net worth has increased an absurd 857%. Yeah, and he was pretty rich to begin with. This explosion was founded on the back of Elon's involvement with 2 companies, Tesla and SpaceX. Musk can pretty much attribute his insane amount of wealth to the electric car company Tesla. Elon was actually not the founder of the company as many people believe, however he was a major contributor in their second round of funding. In 2004, he invested about $6.5 million into the auto manufacturer, making him their majority shareholder. After a period of uncertainty and some conflict, Elon was appointed the CEO of Tesla in 2008. And the relationship between Tesla and Musk's fortune is pretty unique for a CEO. Instead of being paid a salary, Elon is compensated based on the business's profits and given the ability to purchase shares at a discount. Tesla. So Musk owns approximately 20% of Tesla's stock, which is where the majority of his wealth has come from in the past 5 years. When you look at the price of Tesla, it isn't hard to see why. The stock is up by about 2,500% since 2016. And given that most of his net worth is tied up in Tesla shares, he has one of the most volatile fortunes ever seen. Throughout 2020, Musk's net worth fluctuated from $27 billion to $150 billion, back to $16 billion, only to eclipse $300 billion 12 months later. There's a couple of reasons for this. Tesla is typically extremely volatile as a stock. Sometimes the stock price will see more daily movement than cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. Pair this with Elon's documented erratic behavior, and a fall in Tesla's stock price has seen him lose billions of dollars in just a matter of hours. This is not his only profitable venture of late though. Elon Musk has his fingers in all sorts of exciting tech. The most renowned of these startups is of course SpaceX, a company that has launched multiple rockets into space. And their business thesis is to begin humanity's ascent into multiplanetary residency. In other words, getting humans to live on Mars. About 14% of Elon Musk's net worth is tied up in SpaceX equity, compared to the 80% in Tesla stocks. Given the volatility of these two holdings, Musk has repeatedly been on record saying he is cash poor. In spite of his unthinkable net worth on paper, he doesn't actually have that much money. Most of it is theoretical and pretty difficult to liquidate, as in cash in the bank. Most of it is tied up in assets like stocks. And that's because when you look at net worth and when you judge how much wealth somebody has and who is going to top the rich list, you look at the value of their assets rather than how much cash they have in the bank. But if Elon was to sell all of his Tesla stocks, then the price of Tesla would also go down, and you'd see some of that kind of compounding and a downward effect. Okay, so where to from here for Elon? And will he continue this trajectory and become a trillionaire by 2040? Or is his 2021 surge completely unsustainable? Well, if Musk and Tesla's price continue on their impressive 2020 to 21 trajectory, he wouldn't be a trillionaire by 2040, he'd be a trillionaire by 2022. Well, late 2022. So, by 2040, assuming an annual return of 428.5%, Elon Musk's net worth would be, wait for it, I don't even know how to say this number, to be honest. I mean, the calculator spits this number out, but what is this? Is this $1 zillion? Okay, so even for Musk, hitting this number is extremely unlikely. But a more realistic scenario might be to assume his portfolio grows by 10% annually between now and 2040. If that occurs, he will comfortably become a trillionaire by 2040, boasting assets worth around $1.4 trillion. But of course, simply looking at past numbers isn't a great way to think about someone's future net worth. Elon Musk has been on record numerous times declaring he's not interested in material possessions or accumulating wealth. And one of his biggest goals is to create interplanetary travel. And though his first step is Mars, Musk wants to commercialize space and take human evolution to that next step. All of this sounds pretty great, but also really, really expensive. It's hard to imagine Elon making more money than he spends doing something nobody else has ever done before. Rockets are complicated, expensive beasts, and even harder to perfect. But by that same token, if it all works out and Elon Musk unlocks worldwide space travel, well, there's no limit to what his net worth could be. That's it from me today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If so, when do you think he'll become a trillionaire? I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. If you like this video, please hit the like and subscribe button. That's it from me today. Thanks a lot.